Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. And when you weld round parts, do you have to start and stop and start and stop? So we're going to solve that issue. We're going to make a welding positioner so that we just hit the foot pedal and just weld all the way around it. Got some parts that we've kind of cobbled together. We've had to buy a few things. So let me show you what we got and what the plan is. Then when we're all done, we'll see how many paws Duke rates this project. Alright, so we had found a really cheap DC motor control drive. Facebook Marketplace, like 30-40 bucks. The most expensive part of this whole thing is we had to buy a couple of these bearings from a tractor supply place. And I had to buy some chain and some gears. So if there's parts of this video we didn't go into great detail about, make sure you leave me a comment. I'll get it answered for you. These bearings are awful tight in these housings, so I'm having to sand this housing just a little bit. Alright, so I had to take a little bit out of it, but you know, these things should float, so I put a little anti-seize in it just so it lubes, but it should spherically move for you. It doesn't have to be super accurate. Everything just has to somewhat line up, and that's the joy of those bearings, is that they'll take up any misalignment you have. Transfer punch. Okay, so let's see how this thing goes together. Now we'll get the shaft. Now for some reason, 1.5 inch tube is tight in here, so I'm going to have to polish down a piece of 1.5 inch. Stock tube just doesn't just fit inside these bearings. Obviously we'll have to trim the bolts up so that it doesn't hit the screws. Alright, so now I gotta make a plate. This will go here. The lower gear will be on here. So I might have to add some slop to make sure that the chain isn't twisted. But pretty much that's it. That's where it's gonna end up being. Alright, so we get the 2 gears on there. So then what we'll do is I gotta tack the gears on. That way the gearing is all lower. And a very important part of this whole thing, the chain. Now I don't have a chain press, so we're gonna have to kind of do this a little old school. Alright, let's see if it drags now. We gotta be able to ground it. So we're going to use this braided copper. And we found this fairly reasonable on Amazon. So what we'll do is we'll just mark this. And I gotta go get some nuts for that so we can mount the strap. So we got the little plate made. It actually turned out fairly well just for a hand, you know, just for hand grinding it. So we got to lay it out for center and get the piece on it. We got to get the plate mounted, and we got to get the whole thing mounted to the back of the chuck. Yeah, came out fairly round. What I'll do is I'll use the scribe line and we'll tack this in place. We'll tap. Alright, so I only piloted those holes with the smaller drill because it'll pick up the center point better, and then it'll take the larger drill real easy. So when you get your readout, if it's showing, let's say 30, it's actually off 15 one side, 15 the other. Alright, so that definitely will make things a lot easier, but it's a lot harder than what you would think it would be. Because once you hit the pedal and you go, you got to be consistent. You can't just start and stop like you could just on a normal operation. So once you get it going, it looks nice. Few spots in this area here where I needed to back off the pedal just a little bit. I was getting full pin in a few spots. But it literally just going to be more practice. This is like the third or fourth piece I've done since I've got this thing built. So just take a little more practice. Okay, Duke, how many paws do you give this project? Okay, so you've seen it. Duke gave that 2 paws. So it's something you can easily do in your garage as well. You just got to round up the parts. They're fairly easy. And then, if you need any help welding, I'll see you in this video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share.